sun ain't even thinking about waking up the birds, but I'm already out here leaning on my word. 5 a.m. coffee blacker than the midnight sky, and just a simple man with a simple way to get by. I check the oil and I kick the rusted tires, feeding the belly of those morning chores fires. The radio's humming a low-tune country song about a life that's short and a road that's mighty long. There's dust on the fender, there's dirt on my boots. I'm just a branch growing high from these deep down roots. The paint's a little faded on this old Chevrolet, but it carries the weight of a long, hard working day. I don't need no silver, I don't need no gold, just a harvest to reap before the air turns cold. Yeah, it's a quiet life, a beautiful surrender, leaving my mark through the dust on the fender. The rows of the corn are like soldiers in a line, waiting for the rain and a little bit of time. Neighbors drive by with the tip of a John Deere hat. We don't say much, 'cause there ain't no need for that. My hands are calloused and my jeans are worn thin, but I'd do it all over and do it all again. There's dust on the fender, there's dirt on my boots. I'm just a branch growing high from these deep down roots. The paint's a little faded on this old Chevrolet, but it carries the weight of a long, hard working day. I don't need no silver, I don't need no gold, just a harvest to reap before the air turns cold. Yeah, it's a quiet life, a beautiful surrender, leaving my mark through the dust. Sometimes the wind blows lonely across the plains, and the only thing I'm missing is a hand to hold the reins. I'm a king of a kingdom made of clay and stone, working this land mostly on my own. There's dirt on my boots. I'm just a branch growing high from these deep down roots. The paint's a little faded on this old Chevrolet, but it carries the weight of a long, hard working day. I don't need no silver, I don't need no gold, just a harvest to reap before the air turns cold. Yeah, it's a quiet life, a beautiful surrender, leaving my mark through the dust on the fender. Yeah, just the dust on the fender, writing my name in the red dirt. Just another day. humidity was hanging like a heavy wool coat. I was wiping sweat and counting up the crates of oat. Just another Tuesday at the stand by the gate, waiting for the locals who were always running late. Then I saw a shimmer through the heat on the road, something shiny moving, carrying a different load. It wasn't a tractor and it wasn't a truck. I rubbed my eyes and I cursed my luck. A powder blue vintage, polished like a stone, coming down the gravel all on its own. The engine hummed a tune that didn't belong, like a city rhythm in a country song. And out stepped the girl in the blue sedan, looking like a dream I didn't understand. Her heels hit the dirt, but she didn't seem to care, with the scent of white lilies in her golden hair. She was high-class satin, I was denim and tan, meeting on the edge of my promised land. Yeah, my heart started shifting like the gears in her hand, for the girl in the blue sedan. She walked up to the peaches and she took a little look, like she was reading a page from a storybook. She asked, "Are these sweet?" with a voice like silk. I nearly dropped a gallon of the morning milk. I said, "Ma'am, they're the finest in the county line." She smiled back at me and the sun started to shine. And out stepped the girl in the blue sedan, looking like a dream I didn't understand. Her heels hit the dirt, but she didn't seem to care, with the scent of white lilies in her golden hair. She was high-class satin, I was denim and tan, meeting on the edge of my promised land. Yeah, my heart started shifting like the gears in her hand, for the girl in the blue sedan. Got a map on the seat and a city license plate. I'm just a guy standing behind a wooden gate. But for a moment there, the world stood still between the blue of the sky and the green of the hill. Bought a whole basket, then she drove away, left a cloud of dust and a hell of a day. I'm still standing here, a peach in my hand, watching the dust of that blue sedan. Yeah, that blue sedan. As the clock struck noon, I think she's starting to like my country tune. She stepped out slow, looking over the crates, while I try to act busy with the shipping weights. She pointed to the basket on the middle shelf and asked, "Did you pick all of these yourself?" I said, "Every single one since the break of dawn." She leaned against the wood with a little yawn. She picked up a fruit round and velvet red. "I think this one's a little too soft." She said. I laughed and told her, "Well, that's where the sugar hides." She looked at me with a sparkle in her eyes. She's asking about the price of the peach, but there's a lesson that the market don't teach. It ain't about the nickel or the silver dime. She's just looking for a reason to kill some time. We're talking about the weather and the Georgia clay, but we're saying much more in a roundabout way. Yeah, she's haggling low and I'm reaching high, while the price of the peach is just an alibi. Back in the
city, they don't taste this sweet. I said that's cause they ain't grown by the Kansas heat. She lingered a while asking about the rain, like she was trying to forget a different kind of pain. She held a piece of fruit like it was made of gold. A different kind of story started getting told. She's asking about the price of the peach, but there's a lesson that the market don't teach. It ain't about the nickel or the silver dime. She's just looking for a reason to kill some time. We're talking about the weather and the Georgia clay, but we're saying much more in a roundabout way. Yeah, she's haggling low and I'm reaching high, while the price of the peach is just an alibi. $1 for the fruit, 2 minutes for the smile. I'd give them all away for free if she'd just stay a while. There, just an alibi. The sky turned a bruised up shade of gray. A summer storm was headed right our way. I was rushing round to move the heavy load before the clouds broke open on the road. She didn't run for cover, she didn't hide away. She kicked off her sandals and she chose to stay. The fabric was expensive, I could tell by the weave. She tucked her hair back and rolled up her sleeves. She grabbed a muddy crate of the Yukon Gold and did exactly what she was told. I said, honey, you're gonna ruin that fancy lace. She just laughed and wiped a streak of mud across her face. There goes a sundress in the dirt, a little bit of stains on a high-dollar skirt. She's a long way from the ballroom floor, but she's never looked better than she does right more. Underneath the thunder and the pouring rain, she's washing off the polish in the city stain. Yeah, I'm falling hard and it's gonna hurt for the girl in the sundress in the dirt. We ran for the porch when the sky finally fell. Laughed so hard we forgot to be swell. She looked at her hem all tattered and brown, said, I think I prefer this to a night in town. The rain on the tin roof was the only sound while we watched the puddles forming on the ground. There goes a sundress in the dirt, a little bit of stains on a high-dollar skirt. She's a long way from the ballroom floor, but she's never looked better than she does right more. Underneath the thunder and the pouring rain, she's washing off the polish in the city stain. Yeah, I'm falling hard and it's gonna hurt for the girl in the sundress in the dirt. She looked down at her hand, shaking just a bit. The first time I saw a shadow in the light of it, like she was scared of the life she was supposed to live, and looking for a love that had more to give. used to check the calendar for the moon and the rain, to see when the harvest would be worth the pain. But now I'm checking hours, I'm checking the clock, listening for the gravel and the way your tires rock. I used to count the bushels and the nickels in the till. Now I'm just counting minutes till you drive over the hill. You came for the apples, you came for the corn, but you stayed for the stories of where I was born. I find myself saving the best of the crop, just hoping you'll find a new reason to stop. I'm fixing my collar and I'm combing my hair, acting like I didn't know you'd be standing there. Cause you're more than a customer, buying my grain. You're the light in the window, you're the end of the rain. I'm selling the fruit of the labor I do, but I give it all up just for a moment with you. The ledger is full, but the math is all wrong. I've been waiting for a person, not a profit all along. Yeah, it's plain to see for anyone to discover you've become more than a customer. There's a shift in the wind, a change in the air. I see a look in your eyes like you really care. I'm reaching for your hand when I hand you the change. And for the first time, the world doesn't feel so strange. The watch on your wrist, like there's a world back in the city that you might have missed. A shadow crosses over that smile I adore, and I wonder if I'm allowed to ask for more. Cause you're more than a customer, buying my grain. You're the light in the window, you're the end of the rain. I'm selling the fruit of the labor I do, but I give it all up just for a moment with you. The ledger is full, but the math is all wrong. I've been waiting for a person, not a profit all along. Yeah, it's plain to see for anyone to discover you've become more than a customer, more than a buyer, fueling a fire. Yeah, I'm in deep now.
The sun was dipping low, painting the clover red. We were tired of the words that hadn't been said, so we climbed up the timber of the old north gate, where the pines stand tall and the shadows wait. Your boots were dusty, your spirit was warm, looking like a rose that was missing its thorn. I told you about my father in the 1980 drought, how we almost lost the farm and what that was about. You told me about the lights in the city's cold glow, how you got everything but nowhere to go. Two different worlds,
But in the twilight haze, we were just two souls lost in a summer daze. You're just friends on the fence post, watching the sky, chasing the what-ifs as the bats fly by. Feet dangling down over the tall green grass, wishing that the clock wouldn't move so fast. I'm leaning in close, catching your scent, wondering where all the good years went. Just a boy and a girl at a temporary ghost, being more than friends on the fence post. You started to say something, then you looked away. I saw your fingers trembling in the fading day. You twisted a ring that I hadn't seen before, and suddenly the world felt like a closing door. You whispered, sometimes life is a cage made of gold. And I felt a story that was waiting to be told. Just friends on the fence post, watching the sky, chasing the what-ifs as the bats fly by. Feet dangling down over the tall green grass, wishing that the clock wouldn't move so fast. I'm leaning in close, catching your scent, wondering where all the good years went. Just a boy and a girl at a temporary ghost, being more than friends on the fence post. But it's the only place where we can be trusted to speak the truth beneath the harvest moon, knowing that the morning's coming far too soon. You're just friends for now. I'd help you break free if I only knew how. On that old fence post, just you and me and the ghost.
The afternoon sun was hitting the windshield glass. I was reaching for a crate, watching the minutes pass. You reached out to help me, just like you always do. But the light caught a spark that was shiny and new. The world stopped turning, the air turned to ice. I saw a cold piece of crystal in a heavy price. It wasn't just a stone, it was a wall built high, a keep out sign under the Kansas sky. It sat on your finger like a heavy iron chain, a promise to a man that didn't know your pain. You saw me look at it, and you pulled back your sleeve, like a secret so dark you couldn't wait to leave. Oh, the diamond on the left hand cut me like a knife, a tiny piece of glass changing the rest of my life. It's a mountain between us, a river too wide, a cold white fire with nowhere to hide. I was dreaming of a porch swing and a life we could grant, but I was blinded by the diamond on the left hand. didn't say his name, but I felt him in the air. A man with the money and the slick back hair, the kind who buys a heart just to put it in a cage and writes his own name on every single page. You looked at the dirt, then you looked at the ring, and for the first time, girl, I couldn't hear you sing. Oh, the diamond on her left hand cut me like a knife, a tiny piece of glass changing the rest of my life. It's a mountain between us, a river too wide, a cold white fire with nowhere to hide. I was dreaming of a porch swing and a life we could grant, but I was blinded by the diamond on her left hand. I'm just a man with a field and a plow, but I've never felt poorer than I'm feeling right now. 'Cause all of my harvest and all of my land can't match the rock on that beautiful hand. Going back to the city, going back to him. The light in my heart is getting mighty dim. Just a diamond, just a stone, leaving me standing here all alone. A black limousine kicked up a cloud of gray, ruining the peace of a perfectly good day. He stepped out slow like he owned the very air, adjusting his cuffs with a billionaire stare. He didn't see the beauty, he didn't see the bloom. He looked in my world like a dusty waiting room. He wrapped his arm around her like a trophy he'd won, a cold-blooded shadow in the middle of the sun. He looked at my calluses, he looked at my clothes, and he turned up the bridge of his high society nose. He said, "Is this a place where you waste all your time? Like love in this land was some kind of a crime." He had cold eyes in a suit, a heart made of stone, talking on $1,000 silver telephone. He didn't see the woman, he just saw the prize. I could see the hollow nothing hidden in his eyes. He's got the bank account, he's got the pedigree, but he'll never know a heart the way it's known by me. Yeah, the devil came to visit in a custom-tailored booth with those cold eyes in a suit. He checked his gold watch, said, "We're already late." And then he tossed a crumpled 20 on a wooden crate. He didn't say thank you, he didn't even blink. Just left me there standing with my thoughts left to sink. I watched her look back as he pulled her away, and the sky over Kansas turned a bitter shade of clay. Yeah. He had cold eyes in a suit, a heart made of stone, talking on $1,000 silver telephone. He didn't see the woman, he just saw the prize. I could see the hollow nothing hidden in his eyes. He's got the bank account, he's got the pedigree, but he'll never know her heart the way it's known by me. Yeah, yeah, the devil came to visit in a custom-tailored booth with those cold eyes in a suit. Money can buy you a house on a hill, but it can't make a restless heart sit still. You can dress up a lie in a tie and a vest, but the truth is still beating inside of her chest. Take her back to the city, take her back to the north, but you're playing with a soul like it's one of your toys. Cold eyes, yeah, those cold, cold eyes.
Crickets are the only sound. Silence is heavy on this hollowed out ground. Then the screen lights up the dark of my room, breaking through the shadows and the midnight gloom. I don't even have to look at the name. My heart already knows who's fanning the flame. Your voice is a whisper, thin as a thread. I can hear the tears that you haven't yet shed. You say he's asleep in the room down the hall, and the walls of that mansion are starting to fall. You're surrounded by crystal and imported wine, but you're reaching for a life that's as simple as mine. It's those late night phone calls, long distance dreams, stitching up a heart that's tearing at the seams. You're in a world of static, I'm in a world of stone, but we're less lonely together than we are alone. You tell me your secrets, I tell you my truth, trying to reclaim the fire of our youth, waiting for the sun, but dreading the dawn, when those late night phone calls have to be gone. You said he yelled 'cause you stayed out too late. He don't like the mud that you brought through his gate. He doesn't like the way that you started to change since you met a boy out on the open range. I hold the phone tight, wishing I could reach through and pull you to the place where the air is still blue. It's those late night phone calls, long distance dreams, stitching up a heart that's tearing at the seams. You're in a world of static, I'm in a world of stone, but we're less lonely together secrets, I tell you my truth, trying to reclaim the fire of our youth, waiting for the sun, but dreading the dawn, when those late night phone calls have to be gone. You say, tell me about the horses, tell me about the hay, anything to keep the city demons at bay, until the battery dies or you fall fast asleep, leaving me with promises I'm praying to keep. Good night, my darling, I'm right here, just a phone call away.
The leaves are turning brittle, the corn is turning gold. The air is getting sharper and the nights are getting cold. I see you call less often on the gravel by the creek. The updates on the radio are looking mighty bleak. I saw your picture in the City Times today, looking like a ghost in a dress of silk and gray. They're setting up the tents on your father's manicure lawn, while I'm out here working from the dusk until the dawn. You're getting closer to that I do line, and further away from this heart of mine. I reach out to grab you, but you're made of smoke, the heaviest burden that I've ever broke. And I'm watching you drift like a boat on the tide, with a piece of my soul locked deep down inside. The current is pulling you back to the shore of a life that don't love you. I couldn't be more sure. I'm standing on the riverbank, waving my hand, but you're sailing away from the promised land. Yeah, it's a slow motion heartbreak, a bitter kind of gift, just standing here, watching you drift. You looked at me last Tuesday with a hollow kind of stare, like you wanted to scream, but there was no one there. He's got his hand on your shoulder, he's got his name on the deed, but he'll never give you the simple love you need. The horizon is stretching, the gap is getting wide. I'm losing the battle to the city pride, and I'm watching you drift like a boat on the tide, with a piece of my soul locked deep down inside. The current is pulling you back to the shore of a life that don't love you. I couldn't be more sure. I'm standing on the riverbank, waving my hand, but you're sailing away from the promised land. Yeah, it's a slow motion heartbreak, a bitter kind of gift, just standing here, watching you drift. Don't you go, don't you give in to the gold. Don't let your story be a story already told. But the wind is too loud and the distance is too far. I'm just a farmer and you're a falling star. floating away into the gray. I'm still here, but you're disappearing. She didn't show up in that blue sedan. She hopped off the bus with a bag in her hand. No diamonds on her fingers, no lace on her back, just a pair of old denim and a heart on the track. She said the city was a prison, the money was a lie. I'd rather sweat in the sun than in a penthouse die. Didn't ask questions, I just handed her a hoe. We got miles of the valley and a long way to go. The neighbors started talking, the gossip started to fly, but we were too busy looking at the Kansas sky. Two broken people with nothing left to lose, putting on the laces of some working man's shoes. We're planting rows of resilience deep in the clay, tilling up the sorrow of yesterday. It's a different kind of beauty, it's a different kind of life, living by the sun and the edge of a knife. Every seed we drop is a promise we're making, that this is the ground that's ours for the taking, yeah. We're growing strong through the distance, down in the rows of resilience. Her back started to ache, but she didn't complain for her own pride's sake. I showed her how to listen to the whisper of the wheat and how to find a rhythm in the midday heat. She looked at me and smiled through the dirt and the grime, and I knew we were winning for the very first time. We're planting rows of resilience deep in the clay, tilling up the sorrow of yesterday. It's a different kind of beauty, it's a different kind of life, living by the sun and the edge of a knife. Every seed we drop is a promise we're making, that this is a ground that's ours for the taking, yeah. And we're growing strong through the distance, down in the rows of resilience. Until the moon comes out, knowing what it's all about, just resilience. Yeah, watch us grow. We're planting rows of resilience deep in the clay, tilling up the sorrow of yesterday. It's a different kind of beauty, it's a different kind of life, living by the sun and the edge of a knife. Every seed we drop is a promise we're making, that this is a ground that's ours for the taking. We're growing strong through the distance, down in the rows of resilience. Down in the rows of resilience. The old bay mare was restless in the morning chill, steam rising off her back, standing on the hill. You looked at her like she was a puzzle you couldn't solve. I saw the doubt in your eyes and your heart start to dissolve. I stepped up behind you and I said, just take a breath. This ain't about power and it ain't about death. I placed my hands on yours, rough against the soft above us. The swallows were nesting in the loft. I told you don't pull too hard, but don't let it go slack. If you show her where you're going, she'll always have your back. It wasn't just about the horse or the path through the pines. It was about the way our lives were starting to entwine. And I love the way you hold the reins, taking over the steering through the joy and the pains. You're learning the language of the leather and the bit, finding your footing and the fire in the middle of it. Yeah, you used to be driven in a car with a ghost, but now you're the captain of what matters the most. Yeah, my heart skips a beat when the morning explains. I love the way you hold the reins. I love the way you hold the reins. By the time the sun was high, you were riding tall. Not afraid of the jump, not afraid of the fall. You navigated the fences in the muddy low ground. The most beautiful pilot that I'd ever found. You look back at me with a grin wide and free, saying, look at the world, look what's happening to me. And I love the way you hold the reins, taking over the steering through the joy and the pains. You're learning the language of the leather in the bit, finding your footing in the fire in the middle of it. You used to be driven in a car with a ghost, but now you're the captain of what matters the most. Yeah, my heart skips a beat when the morning explains. I love the way you hold the reins. I love the way you hold the reins. It takes a steady hand to build a brand new start. It takes a gentle touch to heal a broken heart. And seeing you take charge of the path that we're on makes me feel like the shadows are finally gone. Yeah, you're leading the way across the fields of gray, into the light of a brand new day. The way you hold the The temperature's climbing past 102. The sky's a shimmer of a dusty kind of blue. There's no air conditioning, no marble underfoot, just the smell of the diesel and the taste of the soup. You're hauling the hay bales
fixing the line, looking like a vision in the Kansas sunshine. Your fingernails are broken, your skin is turning bronze, 1,000,000 miles away from the country club lawns. You wipe the sweat from your forehead with a dirty red rag, and tossed another heavy stone into the burlap bag. I asked if you were tired, if you'd had enough. You just looked at me and said, I'm made of tough stuff. It's the sweat and the soil, the oil and the grit, the honest kind of living in the middle of it. There's a holy kind of baptism in the heat of the day, washing all the pretty boy pretenses away. We're covered in the black earth, we're soaked to the bone, building up a kingdom on a land of our own. Yeah, we're bound together by the labor and the toil, living on the sweat and the soil. At the end of the evening, when the tools are put away, we look at the progress we made in the clay. Your hands are shaking, but your heart is at rest, because you gave the world nothing but your absolute best. There's a glow about you that no diamond could bring, the kind of shine you only get from the real thing. It's the sweat and the soil, the oil and the grit, the honest kind of living in the middle of it. There's a holy kind of baptism in the heat of the day, washing all the pretty boy pretenses away. We're covered in the black earth, we're soaked to the bone, building up a kingdom on a land of our own. Yeah, we're bound together by the labor and the toil, living on the sweat and soul. Let the city have the silver, let the rich man have his gold. We've got something here that can't be bought or sold. It's written in the dirt, it's written in the skies, underneath the blanket of 1,000,000,000 Kansas stars. The sweat and the soil, nothing but the toil. The only way to grow, down in the dirt we go. You grew up behind a gate of silver and steel. I grew up behind a plow and a steering wheel. You were taught to speak in whispers and tea-room rhymes. I was taught to speak to the wind and the changing times.
We look like opposites on a map of the world. A simple country boy and a high society girl. We're sitting on this porch as the shadows get long. And I don't see the right and I don't see the wrong. I don't see the bank books or the family name. I just see a heart that's burning with the same flame. The dirt on your face is the same color as mine. And we're both just praying for a little sunshine. We finally found the common ground, where the only thing that matters is the love we found. It ain't about the mountain, it ain't about the sea. It's about the space between you and me. No high-rise towers, no valley too deep. Just a promise that we're finally gonna keep. Yeah, we're standing on the truth we found down here on common ground. You said I never knew peace until I met the rain. I said I never knew beauty until I saw your pain. We traded the rich and we traded the poor for something that's worth so much more. Now there's no yours and there's no mine, just a long straight row of a grapevine. We finally found the common ground, where the only thing that matters is the love we found. It ain't about the mountain, it ain't about the sea. It's about the space between you and me. No high-rise towers, no valley too deep. Just a promise that we're finally gonna keep. Yeah, we're standing on the truth we found down here on common ground. It doesn't matter where you started the race. It only matters that we're in the same place, looking at the sunset, breathing in the air, finding out that heaven is already right here. Common ground, best place to be found. No more fences, no more walls, just the common ground. Clouds rolled in over Western Ridge, water rushing high underneath the bridge. We stood on the porch, exhausted and dry, watching the gray ink wash across the sky. You grabbed my hand as the first drop fell, a thirsty land under a summer spell. By morning light, the dust had turned to dark, and there it was, a tiny green spark, breaking through the crust, reaching for the day. The miracle of life in a world of clay. You knelt in the mud, didn't care for your knees, watching the birth of the fruit and the trees. Like seedlings in the rain, we're starting to grow, pushing through the secrets that we used to know. Every little leaf is a victory won, waiting for the blessing of the morning sun. We planted our hearts in the wind and the pain. Now we're rising up like seedlings in the rain. I looked at the field, then I looked at you, and
And I saw the same strength coming through. The girl who was fragile, the boy who was proud, have both been humbled by a thundercloud. We ain't just survivors of the storm we've been through. We're something brand new, soaking up the dew. Like seedlings in the rain, we're starting to grow, pushing through the secrets that we used to know. Every little leaf is a victory won, waiting for the blessing of the morning sun. We planted our hearts in the wind and the pain. Now we're rising up like seedlings in the rain. It's a long way to the harvest, a long way to the goal, but the story is changing from the one we were told. Rooted in the earth, reaching for the blue. There's nothing we can't handle, me and you. Just watch them grow, 1 inch at a time. The rain is a blessing. Yeah, seedlings in the rain.
The trucks are lined up at the edge of the drive. The whole valley's humming, feeling alive. What started with a shovel and a single grain is now a sea of gold stretching through the rain. I looked at the ledger, I looked at the gate. We ain't just surviving, girl, we're doing great. They call me a mogul, they call me a king, but I'm just the man who stayed for the spring. I got the contracts and I got the keys, but I'll still find my peace in the rustle of trees. I built a fortress out of timber and stone, the greatest empire that I've ever known. Welcome to the golden acre, where the dreams come true, built on the sweat of me and you. We turn the dust into a pot of gold, the story of a fortune that's finally told. I can buy the world, I can buy the sun, but I've already won, 'cause you're the one standing right here in the center of the maker, on the soil of the golden acre. I remember the days of the rusted out truck, when we were just living on a prayer and love. Now the fences are painted and the barns are all new, and I've got the power to take care of you. No rich man can touch us, no city can claim the life that we built around a single name. Welcome to the golden acre, where the dreams come true, built on the sweat of me and you. We turn the dust into a pot of gold, a story of a fortune that's finally told. I can buy the world, I can buy the sun, but I've already won, 'cause you're the one standing right here in the center of the maker, on the soil of the golden acre. Now when that limousine rolls down the lane, he's looking at a man who can feel no pain. I've got the leverage, I've got the land, and I'm holding the world.
pouring rain to settle the debt and to end the pain. He was waiting in the lobby with a glass of scotch, checking the time on his diamond watch. He thought you were coming to beg for his grace, but he didn't recognize the look on your face. He started to talk about the guest list and whine about how your little face was wasting his time. But you didn't flinch and you didn't look down. You were a queen who had found a new crown. You reached for your hand and you pulled off the stone and stood there in a power he's never known. There goes a broken engagement hitting the floor, the sound of a lock on a golden door. That diamond didn't shatter, but the promise did. No more secrets, no more places to be hid. You walked out the lobby and into the street with the rhythm of the heartland under your feet. Yeah, the papers are torn and the ring is spent in the beautiful wake of a broken engagement. He yelled from the stairs about the money you lose, but you just kept walking in your work-worn shoes. I was waiting at the corner in a brand new truck, wealthier than him and twice the luck. You hopped in the seat and you threw him a wave, a woman who finally refused to be a slave. There goes a broken engagement hitting the floor, the sound of a lock on a golden door. That diamond didn't shatter, but the promise did. No more secrets, no more places to be hid. You walked out the lobby and into the street with the rhythm of the heartland under your feet. Yeah, the papers are torn and the ring is spent in the beautiful wake of a broken engagement. It wasn't about the money, it wasn't about the fame. It was about a girl who finally remembered her name. Let him keep the ring, let him keep the lies. We've got a sunset waiting in our eyes. Leave it all behind. Peace of mind is hard to find, but you found it, darling. Broken engagements and brand new beginnings.
We're standing on the porch of the house on the hill. The crickets are quiet, the world is sitting still. You're looking at the barns and the brand new machinery, at the way the lights glow across the greenery. You ask me why I work till my hands began to bleed, why I push so hard to plant every single seed. I took you by the hand and I led you to the door. showed you the blueprints scattered on the floor. I wasn't chasing fame, and I wasn't chasing pride. I was chasing a way to keep you by my side. I knew a girl like you deserved a world that was grand, so I carved a little piece of it out of the sand. I didn't do it for the money, I didn't do it for the name, I didn't do it for the glory of the farming game. Every brick in the wall, every fence in the field, every drop of the sweat that the harvest had to yield, I was making a place where your heart could be true. Darling, look around, I built this for you. I saw how you looked at that city man's goal, and I knew I had to give you a story to be told, but a story where you're free, and a story where you love, with a roof overhead and the blue sky above. I wanted to be the man who could give you the best, so you never have to worry about the thorns in the nest. From the first day you arrived in that blue sedan, I was making a promise, I was making a plan to turn this dirt into a kingdom of grace, just so I could see that smile on your face. Every acre, every road, every dream I had to grow, it was all for you, always for you. I didn't do it for the money, I didn't do it for the name, I didn't do it for the glory of the farming game. Every brick in the wall, every fence in the field, every drop of the sweat that the harvest had to yield, I was making a place where your heart could be true. Every acre, every road, every dream I had to grow, it was all for you, always for you.
We took the old Jeep out to the meadow's edge, past the willow trees and the briar hedge. No more schedules, no more city bells, just the sweet perfume that the summer smells. You're wearing a hat and a smile so wide, with nothing to fear and nothing to hide. You started running through the tall, thick grass, watching the shadows of the white clouds pass, picking up the petals of the purple and the red. I think I'm finally home, is all you said. I caught you by the waist and I spun you round on the prettiest piece of American ground. We're just wildflowers in the heartland, hand in hand across the open sand. No more fences, no more lines, just the tangled beauty of the grapevines. We're blooming in the sun, we're dancing in the breeze, finding our heaven underneath the trees. Yeah, life is sweet and love is grand, for wildflowers in the heartland. Butterflies are tracing circles in the air. I'm tucking a daisy in your messy hair. You look like a painting, you look like a song. Like this is exactly where you belonged all along. Let the world go by, let the money keep its pace. We found our rhythm in this quiet place. We're just wildflowers in the heartland, hand in hand across the open sand. No more fences, no more lines, just the tangled beauty of the grapevines. We're blooming in the sun, we're dancing in the breeze, finding our heaven underneath the trees. Yeah, life is sweet and love is grand, for wildflowers in the heartland. Poppies and the clover too, they can't compare to the light in you. We're growing wild, we're growing free, just exactly who we're meant to be.
Back at the track, in the red dirt road, at the years we spent carrying a heavy load. From the day that's so damn called the morning light, to the long cold hours of a winter night. We've been through the dry, and we've been through the flood. This land is in our bones, and it's in our blood. You're standing on the porch with a silver hair, but I still see the girl with the lilies in her hair. The barns are full, and the children are grown. The greatest choir that we've ever sung. It wasn't just a comb or the weed in a bin. It was the grace we found through the thick and the thin. Now we're living in the forever harvest, coming in from the cold and the farthest. Every tear we cried was a drop of rain. Every ounce of love was worth the pain. We sowed in the shadows, we reaped in the sun. And look at the beauty with what we've done. It's the love that remains, the strongest and strongest, gathered together in the forever harvest. The city land's gold has long since turned to rust. And those cold office towers have crumbled to dust. But the roots that we planted are deep and they're wide, with a lifetime of honesty tucked deep inside. We don't need a map, and we don't need a sign to know Hey,